Action.
No! Please don't! I won't talk!
Today, I'm on the set of my good friend Barry Lewis's latest horror slasher, starring the sensational horror scream queen herself, Shelley Buxton. So Barry, how's it going?
Well, the producers, they're absolute idiots. Well, have you got any work lined up, Ichabod?
Well, as it happens, I've started my latest documentary. It's a fly on the wall thing. Now you see my cameraman over there. He's been hired to follow me around the UK, looking at the latest big cat sightings.
What do you mean by big cats?
God, I am so sick of doing these indie movies. Is the food here yet?
But it's beautiful work, Shelley.
This production has been a joke from start to finish.
6 hours for a bite to eat. Absolutely shocking. Do you know what?
What?
I think your talent is wasted. I think you should be doing studio movies now.
You think?
In fact, there might be a part for you in my latest documentary. I assume you do factual stuff.
The one you were just talking about big cats. Or like panthers.
Well, it's all bollocks, actually. But it pays the bills. Don't film me saying bollocks.
You told me to shoot everything.
I know, but I didn't mean swearing. I have a reputation to uphold.
Well, you should have been more specific then.
Fuck's sake. Is that the time? I'm really sorry about this, but I've got to go. I've got to start it. I'm on the bit of the clock, but before I go, I don't suppose you've got a number I could take.
I've got it.
I'm sorry about that, Barry. Yeah.
Well, why don't you come by my dressing room later and I'll give it to you?
Okay, I've got a better idea. I'll get Barry to give me a number later, okay? All right, I've got to go. It was nice seeing you, and good luck with the rest of the shoot.
This chap called Ichabod, he hired me to do a fly on the wall documentary about his production company. Well, I was a bit short of cash, so I thought, yeah, I'll do it. Anyway, about halfway through the day, his wife turns up. They have a big argument, and then, like, literally an hour later, his mistress shows up. It was a complete joke. So I thought, you know what, it's not worth it. So I left the camera on the old tripod and let him crack on with it. The next day he didn't pay me, so I knew he was already going to these woods to shoot this documentary about big cats or something roaming the English countryside. A load of nonsense, of course. So I get down there and, of course, he doesn't want to pay me. I'm with my girlfriend at the time, we have a big argument. Anyway, in the evening I go back and I find all this footage in the woods. I put it all together. I sit down, I go through it, and obviously I think, well, I might go to the press with this, and maybe you throw me a few quid for the story. What do you think?
No, we're not going to do that.
Right.
Where else are you going to dig the stuff, please?
Well, you haven't seen the footage yet?
Hello, I am Drago Peruski. I look forward to visiting the UK and to meet with other like-minded individuals who, like Peruski, believe there is more we could pay homage to the great god of death. I have never been to the United Kingdom, but Peruski, like Mr. Ichabod, and like so many other members, have studied and studied and studied, and if anyone think they know more about the god of death than Peruski, then they can kiss my anubis. I look forward to meeting you all. Goodbye.
Max Wilder from the United States. As you know, I recently returned from a vacation in the UK. I'd never been outside of the States before, but I decided on England because I watch a lot of British programming, so it seemed like the obvious choice. Now, I stayed in a beautiful cottage up in northern Somerset. Now, this is the report that I promised you for about an incident that happened. About a half a mile from the cottage, there's a big field. It'd been raining all day, and I was really starting to get stir-crazy and needed to get out and get some fresh air. But by early evening, the sky was clear, and there was a bright full moon. So as I was walking near a pond, suddenly a big cat of some kind, looked like a panther, jumped out. We stared at each other for a few seconds, but then it just went on its way. And I really didn't think much of it until I got home. I wanted to try to find out what kind of animal it was. And that's when I realized that you don't have big panthers in the UK. But then again, we're not supposed to have pythons in the Everglades, so maybe it was a panther I saw. And that's when I found out about your documentary, and I contacted you. So here's the description that I have. It was black, but much larger than our Florida panther. It had a very, very long tail and yellow eyes, and I think it was probably a male because of its size. That's really the information I have. I just wish I had brought my camera, or the phone at least. Could have took a shot of it. But maybe we'll get lucky and there's others in the area who've seen it. Well, I hope that this information will be helpful for your documentary. You have my number. Give me a call if you need any information. This is Max Wilder, signing off.
I recently traveled to Europe, where I stayed in a rural backcountry cottage. Dozens of miles from the closest town. I mean, honestly, I just needed a change of scenery. You know, someplace peaceful where I could move past my writer's block and finish up my latest novel. But that's not what happened. The cottage was surrounded by these thick woods, so I kept my morning walk, to the meadow close to the property. But I gotta say, out of the corner of my eye, I kept seeing shadows that moved just inside the tree line. If I turned around, it turned around. If I stopped, it stopped. It was really creeping me out. I started to feel like something was stalking me. Of course, I tried to convince myself otherwise, that it was just a big cat, like a panther or something. But I gotta tell you, the dang thing stood on 2 feet. I'm convinced of it. Then the shadow or creature or whatever you want to call it, and it moved closer to the tree line, and that's when I got a good look at its eyes. I mean, the dang thing that had a head, it looked exactly like a dog. Its eyes, teeth, snout. I mean, it even had slobber. Of course, I turned and ran, but I smelled nasty old dog breath while sprinting away like a crazed fool. By the time I made it back to the cottage, the back of my shirt was in shreds. I gotta say that this experience has creeped me out to the point that I packed my things and caught the first flight back to the States. I just had to get out of there. But I don't want to look like a kook, and I've never bothered with unexplained happenings before, but I'm afraid this encounter has caused me to become extremely unnerved.
And I won't be going back to Europe anytime soon either. And the whole thing has not helped with my writer's block. Try explaining that to my publisher. Anyhow, till next time.
Hi there, my name is Lucy Cole. I'm doing a vlog for Ichabod Price because I know you're doing a documentary on big cats. I've currently been staying in the UK. I'm staying at this lovely bed and breakfast and it's gorgeous. I mean, the New Forest is amazing. And I've been backpacking across Europe. That's basically what I'm visiting. And I yesterday went for a walk, like literally where I am now. And I'm going to show you, like right there. I swear to God, I heard a twig break, and I swear to God, I thought I saw a black panther. Now, when I looked, it looked like a tail was coming out there, and it ran into the bush. And I thought, but that's impossible. I thought, I don't think they have like big cats in England. So I thought, well, but then it looked like a cat, so it looked like a panther. I swear to God, it looked like a panther. So I thought, okay, I'll go back to my B&B, and I thought I'll talk to maybe some of the townsfolk and see what they have to say. And I did. And most of them were really friendly, and they were telling me, but you know, that they don't have cats in England, especially big cats. It's like little cats or foxes. And like I said, I asked a couple of them, and they were just like, they've never even heard of a panther in England. So I'm like, what the heck? What did I see? And it's quite like, it's rattled me, because I'm like, is this what I saw, or is this just a figment of my imagination? So I figured, well, I'll send this to you and you can make out of it what you will. But I swear to God, that's what I thought I saw. And like I said, right down, I mean, literally where I was pointing there, I saw this black cat, and it looked like the size of a panther, and it went in. You can see its tail going in like that. I hope this helps your documentary. Hopefully, but this is my vlog.
Hey there, Mr. Price, or Ichabod. Great fucking name, by the way. Sleepy Hollow and shit, I dig it. Anyways, so I just got back from doing a tour of the UK. My lady friend and I was over there. We do some paranormal investigating, ghosts, hauntings, that kind of shit. We run a podcast called the Silver Streak Investigators. If you ain't heard of us, now you have, you might as well check us out. Anyway, so the last stop over in England was this little town in the southwest called Exeter. One night, we was at a park called Riverside Valley Park, and it was right by the River Exe there. We was walking down, and out of fucking nowhere comes something big, and I ain't talking no ghost or nothing. It was like a big cat, like maybe one of them Maine Coons or something, but looked a little bigger, black as a fucking night. Fucking yellow eyes, white teeth, and big ass fucking fangs. Thing looks at us, we look at it, then it darts off, disappears in the fucking woods. I looked some stuff up on the internet, can't find no big cats over there. So I found you, cryptozoologist, figured I would tell my story. Hopefully you can make some heads or tails of this shit. Good luck, buddy.
You feeling alright?
To be honest with you, I'm feeling a tad sleepy.
Too many bloody vlogs.
Jesus. I think I need to pop out for a bit of fresh air.
There's your jacket.
Mr. Laurie, Mr. Laurie. What the bloody hell do you think you're doing here? Look, the wife will be back any minute.
Never stopped us before.
She'll bloody kill me.
I don't like being number 2.
It's just a bit of fun, that's all. Now what you... You knew that. So why didn't you be a good girl and just piss off?
You alright?
I just had the most terrible dream. Imogen, she came back to see me.
Imogen? I thought she was working in Cairo now as a singer.
So did I.
Guilty conscience.
I knew you wouldn't have any sympathy for me. I'd best get back to the vlogs then, hadn't I?
Well, if you want to get paid from Sean.
It's all about Mr. Laurie now, isn't it?
Well, he is paying us.
Actually, I'm paying you. Yeah? That's all you've got to be concerned about.
Hey, Dr. Price. This is Giorgio Lee from the United States. I'm an American graduate student working and returning from the UK from my excellent adventure there. But I gotta tell you, Doctor, there's some strange shit that I encountered in your backwoods, and I think it needs your attention. Before I start my short story, I just want to let you know, Doctor, that you inspired me to go into the field of cryptozoology. When I attended your lecture at the University of California, Berkeley, my focus was in mystical animals in ancient Egyptian times. So I learned a lot about the Anubis. I learned a lot about other creatures. Yeah, the Anubis, god of the dead. So, back to my story. I had this weird encounter in your backwoods. I was taking photos and walking through a nearby field when I spotted something strange, serious. Oh my gosh, it was evil. It had pointy ears. And when I looked at it, I think it was no more than 50 feet away from me. You know, I think it was more than an animal. It looked human, you know, kind of cat-like or feline-like. I got really scared when it started to crawl on all fours, and it started going from one side of the field to the other side. It was huge. Oh my God, it smelled awful. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to just get away. And at some point, I had to get a better look. So I peeked a little over at the edge, and it saw me. It seemed startled, and I was shitting in my pants. I was frozen. I didn't know what to do. But I saw it just kind of run away. And then I fell down and I said, oh God, what did I just see? My heart was racing so fast. I didn't know what to do. Doctor, I was terrified out of my mind. Giorgio, just calm yourself down and tell the doctor what you saw. Dr. Price, this was more than just a jackal or any just type of animal. I really think I saw an Anubis, the demigod, part of the old Egyptian kingdom, the precursor to sightings. As a trained biologist and cryptozoologist, I knew it wasn't no panther or no leopard. It was the real deal. Again, Dr. Price, it was a human, resembled a human. Tall man, maybe with a dog type of head, but more like a cat. Cat had pointy ears, definitely walked and crawled on all fours. Ancient Egyptian mythology, protector of the graves, Anubis. I didn't sleep well that night, and I knew I had to contact you as soon as I could. I still feel nauseous about the whole situation. I don't know what to do. I hope this report helps you, Doctor. Good luck.
What is up, everybody? Pete here. I pulled the car over. Why did I pull the car over? Because I have exciting news. I'm on my way to the airport because I'm going to the UK. I have been invited to go to the UK. So everybody, all my followers, when I get this video put together, you're going to see, hopefully, if I can videotape anything, some exciting stuff. I hope I can sightsee in the UK. I don't know how this could take place, but I'm very excited to go there for the first time to see the country, see the land. Why am I going there? I have been invited to an Egyptian satanic ritual of the Egyptian god of graveyards. I believe, well, we pronounce it over here, Anubis. I'm not sure how they pronounce it over there, but we will find out when I get there. He is the god of graveyards. Well, I guess it could be a she too, but we'll find out. I don't know how much I can videotape or how much I can record over there, but I'm really looking to get to know everybody, see what they're about, different cultures, see how well, I'll see what this ritual is about. I'm so excited because the people involved in this, you know me and my channel and what we do, and I cannot wait to meet everybody. It's going to be so exciting just to be involved and to see this process take place of this satanic ritual. I'm so excited. Now, I've been following the Egyptian folklore, the Egyptian culture, I should say, for a long time, and to get to experience something like this is pretty cool because it's a rare thing and not many people get to go to this. So I've never been part of a satanic ritual, but man, am I excited. I hope that I get to see something cool, because you just never know. And between meeting everybody, the travel, the country, and the culture that I've been following, as far as everything about that, I'm so excited and so pumped. So we'll see you when we get back.
Hello everyone, this is Dr. Adrian Lowe, clinical psychologist. You see, I've visited many beautiful and historical places, from the bustling streets of London to the peaceful countrysides of the Cotswolds. One of the highlights of my trip was visiting Stonehenge, the ancient stone circle that has fascinated people for thousands of years. It was a humbling and awe-inspiring experience to stand among the towering stones and contemplate the mysteries of this ancient monument. So during my stay, I rented a cozy cottage in the countryside, surrounded by the rolling hills and the lush greenery. It was a peaceful and tranquil area that allowed me to disconnect from the stresses of everyday life and reconnect with nature. I went on long walks through the countryside, exploring the local wildlife and scenery, and I also had the chance to visit charming villages and historical landmarks. I noticed something strange, something unusual on the lawn. It was like something moving in the woods. I turned to look and saw what appeared to be a large cat with a long tail and a distinctive coat patterns, lurking in the woods which encircled the fields. This big cat was muscular, with a sleek coat that glinted in the sunlight, and it moved with a graceful and powerful gait. I felt scared and also excited about seeing this ginormous cat. It was like a tiger. And then I watched this cat moving through the woods, and despite the excitement, I knew it was important to remain calm and observe the animal from a safe distance, as, big cats can be dangerous if approached too closely. After a few moments, it just disappeared from the view, and I kept searching and searching, but still no show, leaving me with a sense of curiosity, exhilaration, and even disbelief. Although I cannot say for certain what I saw, I believe it was a puma or a panther. And lastly, I think it was a wonderful experience. No doubt it became one of the most unforgettable memories of visiting the UK. It was the highlight of my trip. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope this vlog has been informative and thought-provoking.
Okay, let's see. I'm taking part in a satanic ritual. Yes, satanic ritual. I know what you're thinking. Crazy, right? But not really. I'm really excited to go. I'm trying to explain this so you can understand. Your first question is, why are you going? Why are you doing that? Right? Good question. Well, it's pretty simple. I'm going there to meet with a group of people that are going to unlock the ancient secrets of eternal life. Yes, eternal life. So if you could think about that for 1 second in the broad spectrum, could you imagine witnessing eternal life? Is that we all want?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to my upcoming trip to the UK. There's Big Ben, Buckingham Palace, Westminster Abbey, and fish and chips. I don't know about you, but visiting Stonehenge is a major to-do on my bucket list. To actually stand where Druids stood and perform ceremonies is awe-inspiring. Gotta be a little forthcoming. I really can't wait to meet Shannon in person. We met online through a UK forum dedicated to Egyptian mythology. Shannon and I, as well as the rest of our coven, have a mutual passion for the Egyptian god Anubis, the god of graveyards. Emperor just has this magnetic attraction about him. I mean, Anubis' job in the underworld was to weigh your heart, which I realized is a little bit weird, so he would place him on a scale opposite a feather called the feather of truth. And if your heart was lighter, you got to go to the underworld. But if it was heavier, a demon would eat it, and that would be the end of you. Pretty scary. Don't you agree?
Hey Ichabod, Liddy here. As you know, I was recently in the UK, and while out there, I decided that I was going to explore some of the countryside, so I took a speed train to the Lake District. I went out there to do a little bit of hiking, so one morning I decided that I was going to hike Castle Crag. I started out at the trailhead, but I don't like to hike the trails. I like to explore my own territory, so I decided to go east from the trailhead instead. I'd say I was a good 30 to 40 minutes into my hike when I heard a noise, and then I spotted a very large animal. Now, my first instinct was caution, laced with a little bit of fear because I was by myself and nobody knew I was out there. So I crouched down in an effort to not be detected. I had pulled out my pocket knife and I just kind of waited this animal out. And at first glance, I thought it could have been a lynx, but then I realized that the distance that I was from this animal, it couldn't have been a lynx. A lynx just wouldn't have given this animal justice. I think what better would have resembled what I saw would be a panther. But again, at this distance, I don't even think a panther could have given this animal justice. Like, it was clear that this was in the cat family. I could definitely tell that, but it was not a panther. It was just so big. I was really surprised to see something at that time of day. Though it was early morning, the sun was out. It wasn't dark. I had good visibility. I could tell that it was, in fact, in the cat family, but it was far enough away to where it couldn't smell me or detect me. So, yes, so 30 to 40 minutes east of the trailhead of Castle Crag, and I don't know if there's anything else I can offer you in your research that I may have forgotten to mention here. Please just let me know, and I hope this helps. Thanks.
Hey guys, look what I got. I got the death card and the justice card. Talk about Anubis envy. I'm really excited about this. I'm so excited about everything, actually. This is my first trip to the UK. I've never been outside the US before, and here I am going to this. The most amazing thing ever, and meeting all of y'all. I'm really super stoked about it. I want to tell you I've got everything kind of set up for a ritual I've got planned a little bit tonight, and I'll show you a little bit of it. I've got my candles, north, south, east, and west. I've got an offering of wine. I've got some dark chocolate, which is really good. Oh, I'm not supposed to eat it, I don't think, but I have extras, okay. And some bread. I have my ceremonial dagger. Pretty excited about that. And, oh, I've got some incense too. I have dragon's breath and patchouli. I think patchouli is the right way to go. I don't know if it is or not. It always seemed like sort of a death scent to me. So let me light the candles up and we'll kind of get started. I didn't know this, and maybe I'm wrong, but I read some stuff about Anubis, and I gotta tell you, it makes me even more thrilled than ever. I mean, I've never known about Anubis before now, but I'm like super psyched about being able to share this experience with all of you. It's just so exciting. I didn't know that he's a dog-headed god.
Jackal, you dumbass.
Oh. Okay. Well, forgive me, Anubis, I guess. A jackal. But that's pretty cool, right? I also have, well, I hope this is okay. I printed it off, I found the internet, but I have this prayer that I kind of like to read. I've got everything set up. I don't think I need a blood offering for this. If I do, let me know, because I can find some. But my mouth is opened by Taw, and what was on my mouth has been loosened by my local god. Thoth comes indeed, filled and equipped with magic, and the bonds of Seth which restricted my mouth have been loosened. Atom has warded them off, and has cast away the restrictions of Seth. Wow, that's just really great, guys. Can't wait to see you.
So tomorrow, if it stops raining, we're going in search of Bastet.
Who?
Bastet, the Egyptian goddess and protector against evil spirits and disease, promoting fertility and childbirth and pleasure, if you know what I mean by that, son.
You get far too much of that.
Look, I can't help it if I'm irresistible to women, now can I?
What is this Bastet anyway?
Bastet was a little bit like Anubis, except she had the head of a big cat. Now, legend has it, the locals used to partake in a bit of black magic. Enjoyed a, you see, they worship Bastet, you see. Enjoyed a spot of human sacrifice out there in the woods.
Can we skip the woods then?
Stop being a bit of a pussy. Do you know what I think? I think you would make a great director of photography. Paint, you know, I need someone to paint pretty pictures. Do me a visual masterpiece.
I need a director then.
Well, I'm a director.
No, I mean a good director.
As I say, all the great directors of photography use documentaries like this as a stepping stone to get into features. Now you could do that.
Well, let's get this documentary finished. Sean's going to kill us. We've got to go watch all those vlogs.
Mr. Laurie, about as exciting as a wet tissue in a public toilet, but I suppose we have to comply.
My name is Dr. Jed Barron, psychologist and professor from the Pennsylvania College of Cognitive Kinesthetics. I had 30 years experience treating somatic system disorders before going into teaching. I won the Dean Sandra Dario Award for Excellence in the Classroom. Twice a year, I lead a team of doctoral students to the UK in an exchange program with Buxall University. We drive around the Isle over a 2-week period in a counterclockwise loop, stopping at asylums to do charitable work, a requirement for graduation. On my last visit, I met my team down in Slough, and we headed north, stopped at Cannock Chase for the night in our rented caravans. I was startled awake at 3 a.m. by low, guttural sounds. I went outside and was joined by 2 of my classmates who heard the same. We walked the woods near the campground, and I saw what I would describe as an abnormally large, tawny-colored cat, possibly Felis concolor. My first reaction was, what's a mountain lion doing in this area? This is not its habitat. And back home, no one has seen one since 1955. My teaching assistant, Harrison Mason, threw a spray paint can at it to try to chase it away. I won't go on record saying that I saw a large Leo, but I understand why the locals are startled. It's dark, heavily forested, and animals have been moving closer to population more than ever before.
Hi, Mr. Price, or maybe it's Dr. Price. My name is Harrison Lugosi, and I heard about the documentary that you're making, and I had an experience recently that you might be interested in hearing. At the very least, hopefully you'll believe me because nobody else does, which is why I'm here in my basement recording this. I was on vacation in England, and I ended up at this small little bed and breakfast, the Stag Mountain Inn. I don't remember the name of the town, but it's about 2 hours or so north of London. The owner had told me about some ruins that were nearby, and I decided to wake up early one morning and check them out. So I was walking through these fields, taking a shortcut there, and right along the edge of some woods. And I noticed a shadow in the woods there. It looked like a large cat or something. I wasn't too concerned, though, so I kept walking, got a little bit closer. And as I got closer, it was definitely human shape. So I gave a little wave hello, didn't react, figured it was a person in there. As I kept walking, though, I noticed it was not a human. Had a head that was decidedly unhuman-like, like a dog or a jackal or a hyena or something like that. And so I stopped where I was. I stopped in my tracks thinking that's not natural. And it started to walk towards me on 2 legs. So this animal walking on 2 legs, and it came out of the shadows, and it was definitely some kind of animal-human hybrid. I don't know what it was. And I just stood there. And it was looking at me, and I was looking at it, and then it made this hissing sound or like growling sound. I don't know what it was. It was guttural and decidedly unnatural. And every hair in my head stood up. And you can see I'm not that much hair left on my head, but it was all standing up, and I was terrified. And I stood there for a second. It was looking at me. It started to move towards me again, and I turned and I ran. And honestly, I didn't even look back. I ran all the way back to the bed and breakfast, and I got back there, and the first thing I could think of was to, tell the owner, call the police, something like that. And the owner just looked at me like I was strange. I had 4 heads or something like that. And there were some people in the dining room who were eating breakfast at the time, and they overheard, and they just started laughing at me. And honestly, I didn't tell anybody else about it till I got home and told my family, and they just all looked at me like I was crazy. So I don't know what to tell you. I know what I saw. It was not human. There's definitely something out there. I hope this helps you with your documentary, and I hope that you believe me. Thank you.
Oh, hey, Ichabod. This is Ricky Lenjay. How you doing? So I want to tell you my experience of being in your North Woods, because, me being from Wisconsin, we like to go to the North Woods, in the summertime and rent out a cottage, okay? So we decided, hey, let's do a little something different this summer. Let's try going to the North Woods in the UK, because it's really good this time of year. So we went out to London. We drove about 3 hours north, which is the Ipswich area. We were in Ipswich, okay? We rented out a nice little summer cottage. All right? So one evening, we were about 3 or 4 old fashions in, and we heard a lot of noise outside rattling some garbage cans. We went outside and we saw this big black thing run across the property. Now we're like, when we see a big black animal running across the property in Wisconsin, we automatically think, hey, that's a black bear. No. This was not a black bear. This looked like a giant cat, and it scared the living shit out of me. Yes, the living shit out of me. I will never forget that experience. And after that, we just went back into the cabin, and we had a few more old fashions, and we went to bed. Now, I understand that you're going to be on a little quest to find these big cat animals. Now, let me tell you something a little interesting, okay? Ipswich is known to have a lot of nuclear radiation from the Star Wars building up in Deadwaters that was used during the Cold War, okay? So maybe the nuclear radiation made these animals a little bit bigger than they already are, okay? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy your little journey, stay safe, and at the end of it, maybe you can polish down a Wisconsin old-fashioned, okay? Take care.
Any minute now, Jerry and Beetle's going to jump out.
Hey everybody, Steve Randall here. I'm just calling to check in with you here and put my latest vlog out here for you. Just got back from a trip from England and it was pretty interesting, and I'll share a little bit about that with you. Let's just start. I went over there, I spent a week in country. I went to London, of course, went to the places you go in London like you always would. A special trip for me, though, is I made myself way up to Liverpool, and I happened to go to the Cavern Club. Of course, we all know how famous that is with that famous British group called the Beatles, who, pretty much got a start there. And so that was extraordinarily special. Also saw the Silverstone racetrack for the British Grand Prix. It was held many, many a time. And also another place that caught my attention always is I always wanted to go to Stonehenge. So that's off that bucket list that I've got. So that was pretty cool. But what I found really fascinating was the British countryside. You hear all about the cities and the this and that, the other thing. But the countryside is really fascinating stuff. And so I spent some time out there and saw some really unique things happen. And one of them, I don't know how to describe this, but I was out in a kind of a forested area, and I swear it was probably a panther, but that makes absolutely no sense to have a panther running around in the countryside of England. So I'm not sure what to make of that. It's, I'm just not sure what to tell you. But anyway, it was weird. But hey, I had a great trip to England. I've got we appreciate everybody's comments and all the past trips I've made here all over the Caribbean and so on and so forth. But, this was special here. So, I'm pretty sure I did not see a panther, but I'll be darned, I'm not sure. Anyway, hey, Steve Randall signing off again. Thank you, everybody, for watching and paying attention and for your comments. You guys take care out there. Be safe, everybody. See ya. Later.
There's no such thing as big cats in the United Kingdom.
My name is Anders Berg, and I really love traveling. I like seeing every country in the world and just visiting the entire globe. I was recently in the UK to experience some outdoor magic, so I had rented this tiny, cozy cottage at the edge of the forest. But the experience was not fun. It was not what I expected. It was not the outdoor magic I'd seen. I decided actually one day to take a stroll in the forest, and I saw some kind of shadow lurking behind some trees. I couldn't make sure what it was. I couldn't see what it was until I saw these two bright yellow eyes staring at me. It was like it was following. It was analyzing me. Every move I was making was just there, just hunting me. It started moving closer to me, and I just froze. I didn't know what it was. I started moving away. It was just following me in my movements. It was really hunting me. I don't know how I got back. I was just suddenly standing by my car. It was like it was a panther or a really, really big cat that hunted me. It was really hunting me. It was just there, staring at me, following me. So I just jumped in my car, left all my stuff in the cottage. I didn't even go back. I couldn't dare. I was really terrified. I was just like, I was shaking. I'm still shaking. When thinking of it, I'm just shaking in my entire body. Anyhow, I jumped in the car, drove off to never return. Just never get back. If this is what they have in the UK, if they have these big cats, I'm never going back there. Never. Not in a million years. Because next time I might end up, come back in a whole body bag or end up in the stomach of this animal, of this cat. The last time I went to the UK, never again. If they have these big cats, no, never again. Anyhow, this is Anders Berg, signing off.
Hi, my name's Robbie Clyde. Hopefully this video reaches Ichabod Price. Where to begin? Well, I was born in Kingston upon Thames, but I now live in the US. About 2 weeks ago, on the 11th, I was visiting my family in England and staying in a small Airbnb on the east side of Hampstead Heath, just near Highgate. At twilight, I was coming down from the peak of Tumulus into South Meadow when I observed a large black animal. I thus, unwisely perhaps, circled around, trying to make sure I stayed downwind of it. As I got closer, it became very apparent that this was not a panther, leopard, or indeed any other species of big cat. Indeed, as you can see on the little bit of cell phone footage I was able to capture, it looked more like a large jackal. I don't know if I made a sound, but it snapped its head around and stared at me with black eyes. It then reared up on a bipedal stance and slowly approached me. I don't want to attribute anything supernatural to it, but it felt as if those eyes were looking right into me, almost judging me. I was quite literally paralyzed. I was rooted to the spot, unable to move. It got within about 15-20 feet of me. Now, I stand about 5'6" tall, but it easily dwarfed me by about 2 feet. There was a deep musky odour as it approached, and it seemed to move with intelligence and not react like most animals do. Indeed, it looked me up and down, apparently decided that I was insignificant, and then turned around and moved quickly into the trees. Now, I'm definitely not an artist, but this sketch I drew when I got back to the cottage, as I mentioned, the head looked very similar to a jackal. The upper part of the body was muscular, covered in coarse black hair, and that kind of just shows the scale. Now, anyway, I hope you're able to identify this creature, Mr. Price. I would be grateful if you could pass on any information you might find out. Please reach out if you have any other questions, of course.
Hi, this is video entry blog #1 for my records keeping. My name is Dr. Danny Foreman, and I study in the area of big cats, which is like tigers, panthers, leopards, lions, big cat family. Well, for the past week I was visiting the UK and I just got back. And while I was over there, the locals in the countryside was reporting sightings of panthers, which is pretty odd. So, due to my time restraints, I didn't have enough time to stay in the UK. So, I'm planning to go back and research more on this big cat sightings over there. Stay tuned for more.
Joe, what you doing?
You told me to record everything.
I'm about to start my opening narration.
Well, you should have been more specific.
Okay.
Are there big cats lurking in the British countryside? I'm Ichabod Price, and I'm a documentary filmmaker and trainee cryptozoologist. I've been asked to examine whether there is any truth in the recent sightings by American tourists of big cat phenomenon. I will analyze all previous research, interview the local people, do my own video and audio sampling before drawing my own conclusions. But first, we need to understand what is cryptozoology. Simply put, it's a study of animals and creatures that while they've been sighted, science is yet to prove they exist. Examples of these cryptids are the Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot in the United States of America, and the Yeti in the Himalayas. There are numerous examples of former cryptids that have now become real. These are the African okapi, which is a half giraffe, half zebra, the giant squid, and the venomous mammal platypus.
All right.
Darling, what are you doing back so early? I thought you'd be back much later.
I went shopping, but I couldn't find anything. So I got my nails done instead. What do you think?
Now is not the time, sweetheart.
Who's he?
Just do my job.
Oh, he's no one. In fact, I think he might be a burglar.
Don't be an idiot.
Look, I've only just figured out the tone and the structure of the piece.
Oh.
I need to finish my opening narration, so if you don't mind, sit down and be quiet. Huh?
Don't be so bloody clever. Oh, come on. I bought you a gift.
What is it?
Do you like it?
Well, I do appreciate the thought, but it's not as though I can use it for anything. Now, can I?
Why?
It's an Egyptian death god, Anubis. Do you know he would wave people's hats and remove their brains through their noses? As a servant of God, I cannot be associated with this demon conductor of souls.
Well, you don't have a heart or a brain, so I wouldn't worry about it. Servant of God? You got sacked from the church.
That was just a misunderstanding, actually. I was made redundant. Besides, I'm making money from documentaries now.
No, he's not.
And the money I pay you, I have to say, is daylight robbery.
You're paying him?
Well, I took out the credit card, actually. A personal loan.
Is this the credit card that I'll be paying for?
I have to say, I'm rather disappointed that Simone isn't here.
Why are you asking about Simone? I know you're after my friend. What do you call a big cat that doesn't play by the rules? A cheater.
Just to reiterate, we haven't actually started shooting yet, so I can't send you anything. I would love to send you the footage, But according to our contract, it doesn't stipulate that you need access to footage before you release payments. So legally speaking, we have a bit of an issue. I suggest you read your contract. You were supposed to send your second payment yesterday, but unfortunately I've not received it. Read your contract. Read your contract. Nico, it's lovely to see you. How did you get this address?
Charles and I got into a fight.
You poor thing.
He said some things I shouldn't have said.
So tell me what happened, huh?
You know how we were supposed to be working on the film together? And I'm supposed to be the star.
So you should be. You're a great actress and a very beautiful one at that, huh?
Gave the part to somebody else.
Oh, he's an idiot, isn't he, eh?
I'm sorry, I didn't know where else to go. So, what are you working on?
Well, as it happens, I'm working on a documentary, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is there a part for me?
It's a factual piece, actually.
Yeah? So, what's it about?
Well, it's a story about whether big cats exist in our forest. As if...
I can play a big cat.
I'm sure you can. You can cut it now.
I'm enjoying it.
I'm sure you are. Oh, she's very sexy, isn't she? Oh. 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 Oh.
Your wife should be back soon.
Doesn't matter. Oh. Oh. You know, he's right, actually. My wife could return any minute.
Oh, no. I've been watching from outside. I don't know what you did, but she has stormed off. She's not coming back anytime soon.
Yes, but we made an arrangement, didn't we? It's been 3 months, hasn't it?
But I just didn't know where to go. Charles is gone. I'll be all alone.
Jesus Christ. Oh, no, look. She'll kill me. Look, she could return any minute.
I told you she's not going to come back.
I've got to find a place for you to hide.
To hide? Where are you putting me? Hey. Hurry back.
Hello.
Mr. Laurie.
Uh-huh.
This is an unexpected pleasure.
Somehow I doubt that.
Where's my madness? Would you like a cup of tea? Darjeeling or
English breakfast.
We're not here for tea.
You're English.
No doubt you prefer coffee. I see. You're English.
Yeah.
You look like someone who I went to school with.
Oh, we're not here for school.
Where's my footage, Mr. Price?
We're not here for school.
I gathered that.
Where's my footage?
Well, it's funny you should say that, because I started my opening narration.
Quit this stalling shit. I'm gonna ask you again. Where is my footage?
You do.
Come on, boyo.
You do.
Can't got your tongue.
You do realise my cameraman.
Give him another one.
Okay.
Right. Come on.
Are you understanding? I think I need another punch.
That would feel blind. I grow tired of asking. This is gonna be the last time. Where's my footage?
I suggest we talk to my lawyer.
Look, here's our lawyer.
You're not talking to the lawyer now. You're talking to Sean Larry. Now, where is my footage? Come on.
Look.
What's this going?
But if you keep this up, I'm gonna make these guys make you look nastier than you've ever seen before. Come on, where's my footage?
Okay. There's no need for that. Okay.
The footage!
I'm sure we can settle this amicably. What I'm going to do for you, and I don't often do this for everybody, but for you, I'll make an exception.
He's still stalling.
No.
So, you're not gonna learn here, are you?
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the shoot forward from a week to tomorrow. So, we'll start tomorrow. Is that good with you?
Okay, well, we're coming along. I'm bringing both my boys. And if I don't see what I like, we're going to finish things a little differently than the ending we've got written. You got me?
Well, you do realise that I've got CCTV footage.
I don't give a shit.
All over the place.
I don't give a shit. We're going to be back here 7 a.m. tomorrow. You be ready to go. We're going to get you on track. You understand?
And I'll bring the cigars, eh?
It's not time for jokes, mate. It's not time for jokes.
7 a.m.
Say hello to your new crew.
7 a.m. You'll be back.
Let's make it 7.
Don't make it 7 a.m.
And when we come back tomorrow, make sure your pants are done up.
Give him a quick kiss goodbye.
Yes, I know.
There you go. You smoke on that, right?
It's a shame you didn't light it.
Sweetie! Are you okay? Oh, sweetie, what happened? Well, you are. Come on. Let's get you on the couch. Come here, sweetie. Alright. Ready? We're gonna get up. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Back. One more. There. Okay. Alright. Okay. Here. Up. Okay. Alright. Hi. What happened, sweetie? Oh, sweetie. What did they do to you? Look at me. Are you okay? What happened?
You may have kicked us out in 1776. But I tell you, it'll take more than a few slaps to bring us Brits down.
Oh, sweetie, you're delusional. Look. You sit here, okay? You sit and you rest, alright? It's all gonna be okay? Here you go, okay? Remember, 2 weeks, okay? You call me.
Get on with this.
Now, you see those people behind me? That's the producer and two of his friends who are here to ensure I get on with it. Getting on? According to Beastwatch, between 2000 and 2006, there were 6,000 big cat sightings, which is more than likely tripled in the last 17 years. Now, most skeptics would argue, why has there been no photographic evidence? Well, most people are either in shock or awe to take a photo. And big cats being nocturnal means they tend to avoid human conflict. I'm going over there, actually. I see two people coming in. Oh, Mr. Lowry, this is the guy I had a bit of a problem with, actually.
What kind of problem?
He was just getting a little bit expensive. So I had to get rid of him.
Get rid of him. Get rid of him.
Let's get out of here, Chuck.
I just want my money, then we're gone, okay?
Tell me more about this.
Let's get out of here, Chuck. What are you doing?
Hey, back off now. What?
Joe! What the fuck are you doing? Joe!
Handle that shit.
What the fuck? No! Joe!
See you later.
Where's Henry?
Here.
Where am I? Henry? Did you pack my analysis tools? You know, the gloves?
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I'm going for a piss.
All right.
Can you control your head? He's just walked
He's
over.
good on his own. Now, what am I looking at here?
Wait a minute. To examine these.
Okay.
Examine the sightings, okay?
Okay, well, let's be fair. We don't see any wildcats in the UK apart from the European ones. And they're all in the Scotland Highlands.
You think people go to the movies just to watch the visual? Unless the storyline is compelling and the characters are believable, people will just switch off. If you want something believable, that's me shot. Why think about it? As you come to it under this. Damn it. Hang on, I have to do it. And tell me why this isn't.
Yeah.
Why isn't it right?
Sort it out.
Why isn't it relevant? Alright. Oh, I see you back again.
It's time to go. Time to make this happen. This gentleman right here,
he can believe it.
we need to get this done now.
Sure,
You heard him.
Let's go. Show Mr. Lowry on that camera now. Okay, right side. Yes. Okay.
It's done. Well, I suggest you do what he's done. All right. Why should I? You should follow me as opposed to I follow you.
That's fine. Let's go.
Listen. This place isn't safe, you know. People disappear around here.
Don't. What are you talking about?
Look, you've done jungle training in the past, haven't you?
Of course.
We all have. Before we used to go on operations, we used to train not far from here. And we had guys go missing in the middle of the night. Experienced soldiers, tough men, just disappearing. And we find the guns and we find the clothes the next day, shredded up, covered in blood. No shots fired. And we never found a body, not a single one. It was like somebody just called out to him in the middle of the night. And then we're gone.
Come on now.
That sounds like some folklore. Are you sure about that? Really?
Look, we've known each other a long time, yeah?
Of course.
We've been through a lot.
Hmm?
You remember that trouble we ran into in Mexico a few years ago?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we walked out of that alive because we looked out for each other. I'm telling you, we've got to look out for each other again round here. There's things in these woods, mate.
Listen, Tony, you're like a brother, but you need to get your shit together. We need to get up and we need to go. You hear me?
All right.
Otherwise, we will die in these woods. Let's go.
All right.
So anyway, after those goons took us away, we managed to get away, me and the girlfriend, right? I mean, they just wanted to scare us a little bit. Anyway, I came back the next day, so I still wanted getting paid for all the work I'd done for Ichabod. You know, I'm well paid for what I do, and I wanted that money. So I went back to the woods, and while I was there, I came across this little church, a little chapel in the middle of nowhere in these woods. I went inside. I figured that was, you know, they could be there. And I came across all these bodies and all this blood, and it was just, I couldn't believe it. I put all the footage together. You know, obviously I'm going to hand it over to the cops, and this is what I've got.
Right, so we're now stuck in the abandoned house trying to find this lost goon. Trying to find the producer's friend who's gone missing.
For crying out loud, Henry. Is the footage okay or not?
Look, I'm just trying to set up Ichabod, okay? It'll just be a couple minutes. I'm just going to need to check battery
Do you know what
life.
I think? Imagine being a cameraman. You would have to lug around those heavy Panavision cameras.
Well, you know, I have handled all those before, but thankfully, because we're in the days, I don't have that issue.
It's very dark in here, isn't it, Mr. Lorry? Is this what you want?
It'll work.
Well, I hope so. In fact, Henry, just in case you're not really on it, I'm going to get my camera out and do my own pictures today, okay?
That would be my guess, I'm sure. A great laugh looking than that.
See, look at the quality. Have you seen this, Mr. Lorry? The quality I'm getting here.
You sure you know how to work the damn thing? What's the matter?
I don't know about you, but I feel as though the temperature's dropped a little bit. It's dropped really, really. I think we need to move over there.
What's going on?
I don't know why. I feel as though the energy's dropped for some reason. My energy, I don't feel as though I can continue. What about you, Price?
Get on with it.
That's okay. Okay, now.
Some kind of crazy ghost story.
No, holding hands close to the circle allows the energy to build up inside it.
I don't feel anything.
Yeah.
This is
No.
Well, I'm not liking this.
We have to.
What kind of stupid game are you playing here?
We have to be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. A few deep breaths. Deep breaths. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Come on, Price. Get on with it.
Okay.
Would you really worry me in?
Okay. Ready to move.
What are you doing?
Okay.
Let's go.
You're starting to freak me out. We seek out those good spirits and allow those to join the circle. We pray for protection. Forget for those spirits might do us harm.
Are you messing? Freaking me out,
What the hell is wrong with you?
Sit together. You're freaking me out beyond belief here, Mark. No.
You need money. I need to pay you.
Let's get this over with and we'll deal with it after.
You do realize what that is? That's probably a sarcophagus of Tutankhamun. Or maybe even Anubis.
Now you're on the right track.
Hey. Hey, come here. Take this a second. You got that? Be careful with that, okay?
Is he okay using that?
He'll be fine, I'm sure.
Are you sure?
Look at this.
Now listen, make sure you get it reshot. Me, Mr. Lowry, and, well, you don't have to worry about Henry. He's surplus to requirements, to be honest with you.
Come on, do you realise what we found here? Get on with it, Price.
But I see the red light is flashing as opposed to being straight all the time.
Look, I made sure the camera's fine. He'll be fine with it. Don't worry. Do you realise what this is? This sarcophagus has to at least be 8,000 years old.
Oh, I got a bit of an electric shock there. Oh.
Anubis, the god of the dead, used to protect ancient sarcophagus like this. You can see here on the markings, Cyrus, king of the underworld, guardian of the undead.
But I thought that was Anubis.
Anubis is the guardian.
Anubis, sorry.
But
sorry, I mispronounce things when I'm a little bit nervous.
Also known as Ampu, Impu in ancient Egyptian. Former king of the underworld, giving up his right to Osiris as protecting him on the transparent way to the underworld. You can see all the markings here of all the embalming processes. This is a find.
How's your Egyptian, Mr. Price?
It's not very good, to be honest with you. Why? Is yours?
We've got an interesting magical spell here, don't we?
They would put ancient curses upon these to protect them.
Hexanakana, Abunu, Daisinidasa, Anubis, Tintasinika, Sabek.
Can I say, Mr. Lowry, that was flawlessly executed. This is amazing. Gentlemen, we are onto something truly special right here.
I think it's time to move on, gentlemen.
No, actually, I think I need to do a piece to camera. Just to summarize things.
Get on the camera.
There was a lot of information there.
How do you want this framed then, Ichabod?
Medium close.
Okay. Bear with me. Go ahead.
Oh, where's my microphone? I forgot about that. That wouldn't help now, would it? Let me pull it out.
You claim to be a better DOP than me.
You're always a great director of photography. I've always said that about you. But the problem is you I don't know, you're just not with it. But anyway, look, it's still, the light is still flashing.
Yes, we're rolling, Nicole. Go ahead when you're ready.
Get that robbery. Okay, so it's May the 11th. It's me. Am I in the frame?
You're in frame?
Okay. Okay, it's May the 11th. It's about 2:30 p.m. We've entered this abandoned house, and there's something very strange, dark and eerie. Of course, we have this sarcophagus, and Mr. Lowry seemed to know a lot about the Egyptian hieroglyphics. Sorry, I'll do that again because I made a bit of a mistake.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Lowry.
I've got something to show you, Mr. Price.
Oh, really? And what do you want to show me? I thought that...
I think we should move on, Ichabod. I think we've got all the coverage we need in here. Come on.
Right, okay.
Let's go, Price. We're moving on.
not so sure about this, to be honest. I'm not so sure about this, to be honest with you. But to be honest with you, to get my check, I'll do anything. And to pay you, of course.
You're damn right you better.
Wait. I hear. I don't know what it is, but I hear something. That's what I thought. Or somebody's having a bath.
This place is old, it's abandoned. There's gonna be things like that in here.
Are you the presenter now, or am I? Now, don't steal my thunder. Hmm?
This way, Mr. Price.
I feel a little bit uncomfortable, to be honest with you.
The time has come. Anubis will have his new soul.
No, please, no, no, please.
The chalice. Are we all ready?
I curse you. I curse each one of you. Or return, you'll see your children's children will fear me. No, no.
We need to inform the proper authorities.
Get the hell out of here. We need to go. We need to go. We need to go. Just fucking run. Run! Run!
Oh, Mr. Price, you should have given me my footage.
Come on!
It's him you want. I'm no part in all this. He's the one you want, he's the one you've had.
Mr. Laurie, I've had an idea actually. You don't have to pay us for the documentary.
Yeah, forget the money. We don't need it.
Yeah,
we're fine.
We'll do it for free. Okay.
Susie? What you doing here?
You should never have cheated on me.
I'm not sure what you... I thought you...
Please, help me, darling. Hey. We can get through all this. The way I've treated you probably deserved. But, 'cause I love you. 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 '
You gave me to the hospital. I promise I'll make a change. I'll change. I'll even get a normal job. A normal job. And then give up film and TV business forever. It's just yeah. What is that? Dog. It can't be. I don't believe it. No.
Susie? Is that you?
Come with us. Follow us. Don't be afraid, Ichabod. We love you. Don't be afraid, Ichabod. You're safe with us.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything.
Don't be afraid, Ichabod. We love you. Don't be afraid, Ichabod. You're safe with us.
What are you? No! No! Stay away! Stay away! No! Stay away! No! Stay away from me! Get off me! No! Please! No! Please!
So I started to explore the church a little bit more. I went further and further, and I came across this secret passage, I guess you could call it. A staircase that went down into what I can only describe as a big basement. I went down there and I found purple robes and candles, but what was most strange, the place was full of secret cameras. I mean, they were everywhere, in the walls, in the furniture. It was like they were holding some sort of ceremony, and they were recording everything. So again, I got the footage from these cameras, and it was terrible. There was one scene where this poor lady, they were sacrificing her. I mean, they literally had a shot, they recorded pulling out her heart, and at the very end there were these creatures coming out of this passageway. It was terrible. Again, I put it all together, and once again, this is what I found. This is what I put together.
Good girl.